ours, and that was vaping. Well, you're very familiar with the row of vaping, especially on live television. Siddharth, my producer, has pointed out in the past as well. But let me bring you back. The Rajasthan Royal skipper was caught on television camera vaping. Tell me
Well,
about the
yeah.
incident, and do you side with that?
Well, I
Go on.
mean, one of my predecessors as a commentator, John Arlott, great name in the commentary box at the BBC, used to come on with a nice bottle of red wine, a couple of glasses for whoever was commentating next to him, you know, but he wasn't playing. I wasn't playing. There's a world of difference between being there in the dugout um, and not being able to sort of control your urge to vape. It was certainly an unusual sight. I think it's actually probably against the regulations inside the stadium as well. So it's an unfortunate look. He might have got away with it as a winning captain. As a losing captain, the optics were not good.
Well, absolutely. Satish, when was the last time you saw Chris Srikanth used to smoke a lot from the Chennai stadium, and even in the dressing room he was cited. But do you think now players are under too much of scrutiny, Satish?
Yeah, yeah. See, I even read somewhere that the Caribbean players used to have a glass of beer during lunch during a match. So these are some of those days are gone. Those days they were playing for fun as well as like enjoyment and all that. Now it's become professional. In a professional setup, you don't have spaces for all these. You need to abide by the rules. The rules, no, like again, there are WADA, which is performance enhancing. You can look at many other aspects of it. So it is, I think what he did was wrong because the rules and regulations don't allow that. And the things have moved on from the times when we have seen the people smoke on the dressing room, people, the players smoke. So in fact, I was fortunate enough to share a dressing room with Krishnamacharya Srikanth in my playing days. So I still enjoyed his company. Even then, sometimes what he does is he doesn't smoke in the dressing room. He would probably go somewhere outside and then smoke and then come back. So dressing room has got its sanctity. So you need to respect that.
Well, joining me is Zakwan Rumi, the new upcoming voice of Sri Lankan cricket commentary. Zach, very quickly, if I were to ask, you've seen a lot of chatter in the social media. Do you think the criticism is justified considering that he's already been slapped 25% of the fine plus demerit point? Zakwan, welcome to the show. You'll have to unmute yourself. Well, Zakwan, very quickly, you'll have to step in and talk about the social media ills and the problems that a player faces, especially with the kind of faux pas that they commit in the current scheme of things. Your views. Satish, would you like to take that?
Sorry, Sunil, I couldn't hear you. Sorry.
I said in the current scheme of things, the backlash that happens online is it's very unforgiving. Unlike David Brooks, who can actually get away with it.
Well, can I just jump in and say one thing, Sunil? And that is,
yes.
there's a difference between even in the privacy of the dressing room. That's one thing. But actually in the dugout, in full view of the nation, it's probably not a good look. So I think in the dressing room, behind the dressing room, outside the dressing room, at the back of the dressing room, fine. That's the player's sanctity. What they do there, Phil Tufnell used to go to sleep, but he wouldn't go to sleep in the dugout. The dugout is, you're right on the side of the pitch. You're involved in the game. It's not a good look.
Satish, there is a backstory going between David Brooks and Siddharth Rege from our team on the live vaping issue, but that's for a different thing altogether. But do you think social media is unforgiving?
This is the way of life in the modern day life, Sunil. When you do good, they adore you, they praise you, they take you, they hero worship you. And when you do something wrong, they'll put you to the altar, right? So that's the way of life, and one has to be very, very cautious about the pitfalls in the modern day era. So I'm sure as a player who has been playing IPL for the last few years, you should have known all these. You should have understood. It's one thing is he's still young, so probably we need to give him a little bit of benefit of doubt due to his age. But still, I think again what he did, the others need to learn from his mistakes and make sure that they don't do it, because each one can't making the same mistakes and then learning from it. It's a good
Zakwan
lesson for
Rumi.
everybody to learn and then.
Yes.
Zakwan Rumi, very quickly, do you think the social media, especially the Gen Z, is going really hard on Riyan Parag?
No, it's really good that it is going in that way. Once again, I apologize for not being able to hear me earlier. I had a small technical difficulty. Upholding the respect and the integrity of the dressing room is something that has to be taken into the future as well. So it's
But
a
the point
fantastic.
is, do you think
Yes.
social media is coming too heavily on Riyan Parag, or it is justified?
It's that kind of scenario where you tested the waters and now you're paying the price, and I think it's justified that what is being happening to him has to have happened, because at the end of the day, not anyone in the last few years has been seen doing vape or cigarettes in that scenario. So being caught as a captain, I'd say it's a bit of an unfortunate incident.
Well, we come back to the last segment of our show. We start off with David Brooks. David Brooks, today's match, who's your favorite team and why? Of course, foregone conclusion, Kohli will be your favorite.
Well, RCB have got the luxury of choosing between Salt and Bethel to open with Kohli. Salt, if he's fit again. Bethel was a very good replacement. We've already mentioned Hazelwood and Bouvet, so I have to go with RCB. They beat them last time. I'm going to go with RCB again to win the double.
Satish, no favorites here considering Chennai Super King is not playing. What's your favorite team of the day? Will GT bounce back the way that they've been playing in the first season of their debut, or is it going to be a roller coaster for RCB tonight?
Sunil, if you might not know, you might not know, RCB is my second favorite team. So if I don't support Chennai, I'll be supporting RCB. So I don't go. I'm not going to go back on that because I think RCB is like a well-oiled machine. They are going at full steam. GT, yes, they showed a semblance of what they could do in the last game, but again, that consistency factor, I'm not very convinced. Unless they could reproduce the same kind of a form against RCB today. So I will go with RCB.
Well, absolutely. Two clear favorites. Zakwan, before we wrap up the show, what's your favorite team for the day? Is there any scope for GT tonight in the match against Virat Kohli's RCB?
Well, the thing is, I'm a Punjab fan myself, so after last year's final, I'm going to go with GT. That's my favorite for this team. I think GT does have a chance here, considering they have a really good startup, Gill and Sai Sudarshan. But if they're able to keep the tempo of Bhuvaneshwar Kumar and Hazelwood and get a score above 45 in the power play, then I think they have a good score to set. And also, they have a good unit to bring in that victory that they would hope for.
Well, the experience in our commentators' room and our discussion says it's RCB because you've got the luxury of Virat Kohli, and calling it a well-oiled machine is how you would describe RCB. Well, that's all we had time for. Two of our gentlemen were backing RCB. Let's look at it at midnight tonight to see which team has emerged the winner. But that's all we had time for. Don't go anywhere else. This is your daily show. I'm Sunil Yashkalra, joining in from Sharjah, UAE, to bring you this fantastic coverage with my team, of course, of Siddharth Rege and his team together. Don't go anywhere else. We'll be back after a short commercial break. Thank you very much.